Oh man, I got another check engine light on my Land Rover here. Seems like this thing's always having some sort of problem. I'm gonna try and diagnose it here with the 892bt Pro. Now the previous version of this guy has been my favorite scan tool so far to date actually. I just love the fact that they don't have subscription fees and free updates for life. I really hate subscription fees in my tools, you know what I mean? But the Pro does topology mapping, so I'm really excited to try that out. The VCI on this guy is a little bit larger than the previous one. I'm guessing because it's got more switching and stuff to do, but it plugs in just like any other. These things have a nice little handle on the back of them or stand that tends to sit up on the steering wheel nicely. And we'll go ahead and do the auto scan here. It correctly found the car, and we're gonna go ahead and do the automatic search. Yep, information's correct. And here you can see it goes like straight into the topology map, which I think is like really cool. If you didn't want to look at the topology, you could just go to the system list and then it would go through and scan all the modules here. But yeah, let's see how this topology scan works. Just go and do the smart scan everything. Man, it's going pretty quick. It's going through here and like reading all the different modules. And I love the fact that you can see how the individual buses branch out. You know, the only other topology scan tool I've tested so far has been the gear wrench, and this actually looks a lot more detailed than the gear wrench's topology. Like, I didn't remember seeing on this particular bus to be branched out like that. That's kind of nice. So from here, you can go straight into the report, or you can also like flip over to the system list and go through and take a look at things individually like that. But let's go back to the topology, and it shows you the errors like on the map itself. If you want to drill down into one, you just click on it and it shows you the errors that are on that module. Well, let's go back and take a look at the ECM here. That's probably what the main error message, the reason why we have the check engine light up there. It's an evap code, the leak detection pump. You know, I've had that error code before and I thought it went away, but I guess it's back. We can go ahead and enter, and that actually enters us into the ECM. And again, we can read the DTCs here. Oh, and it's nice from this screen, we can actually see the freeze frame. That's very important because the freeze frame shows you all the information of what the car was doing whenever it set the error code. Yeah, and there's a lot of information in here. That's really great to have. But yeah, we can always export this to a report, and then we can share this to ourselves, email it, or however we want to. Listen to a customer if you're working on a customer car. Well, I'm gonna have to investigate that leak detection pump. I have a feeling the thing is just crapped out on me and I'm gonna have to replace it. But since we're here in the ECM, let's go back and take a look at live data. And you're gonna be able to have live data for every single module in here. In fact, you can go back and look at my video for the Mucar 892bt and get a little bit more comprehensive view of all the different live data it shows. Kind of don't want to bore you guys with everything. But we can take a quick look at things just real quick. And you got a search up here, so, you know, we can look at maybe like ignition, and then, you know, maybe let's look at trim, and then maybe also engine speed. And I got 4 things selected here, and we can see the live data going. I can blip the throttle and you can see stuff. And I just selected 4 for right now. You can actually select up to 8, I believe. But yeah, you can go ahead and hit the graph and see nice graph data. This live data is essential for troubleshooting. But yeah, I'll blip the throttle a few times. You can see the graphs move. But yeah, this is all really great stuff. I'm really pleased that they came out with this Pro version that has the topology mapping, because being able to visualize like where all the modules are on the CAN buses, the different CAN buses I should even say, really helps with troubleshooting. And I'm not quite sure why. Is this just like color coding? Like, why is this yellow? Why is this one blue? And why is this one red? I mean, I think that's just color coding on the different buses there, because this, you know, green for normal, red for abnormal, blue scanned, whatever, you know, grayed out is not equipped. And that's for the individual modules themselves. Oh, and also from this screen, like I was saying, you can go to like the system lists and see the same, you know, error codes and enter the modules from here. It's great that it has the special functions right here too. So these are common special functions, and you know, it has like the oil maintenance reset and brake reset right up at the top. That's perfect. And then you have like more special functions over here. And that's all great to have like from the diagnostic screen right there. But you can go over to the maintenance screen and then you see all your resets like right here too. You can change like what you have up here on the front as for like quick shortcuts, but if you want to see everything, you can click on that. And I'll just scroll through this real quick so you guys can see all the stuff that it does for maintenance resets. I mean, this particular one, I can't remember how many it has, but it's, you know, the same as any top of the line scan tool. And for the upgrade, you know, like I was saying, it's free updates for life. I love Mucar for that, and no subscriptions. I hate subscriptions on my tools. If we go to the more screen, we can see some widgets that they have in here. Now they have gadgets listed, and I don't know why they call these gadgets, but you know, it's basically just your browser and PDF reader and whatnot. But then if we look at modules, they have some interesting modules that you can get for this thing. I definitely need to get a key programmer. That's going to be really handy to have. And it'd also be great to get the TPMS module for this guy. It's kind of funny, you can hook up a printer to it. But the thing I really want to try, and I haven't been able to get a hold of one yet, is the oscilloscope. Like these modules, they plug in to the USB ports like up here, and they can really expand the capability of your device. So I'm hoping in the future I can get some of these modules to test out. Oh, and I also want to point out that it comes in like this really nice case. The case is nice and handy to have, and of course you got a manual and stuff up there. One thing that I did think was interesting though, is that it comes with a USB cable and like a USB charger and whatnot, but it doesn't have the diagnostics over IP cable. The previous version of this guy did come with it, so I guess on this one they expect you to buy that separately. I mean, it's not like any of my cars like actually require it, but you know, it would be nice to have. Well, I do have it. I have it from the old version, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think I've rambled enough about this guy. I highly recommend the Mucar. Like all the different Mucar scan tools. This is their top of the line tool, and you know, I just love that topology map. But there'll be a link for it down in the description below. You know, like I said, these are seriously my favorite scan tools. I've tried them out on a bunch of different cars, and they seem to work perfectly on everything. Well, bye. Thanks for watching.